There's a direct link between me getting an iPad and my stupidity. This thing turned me from like an A-B student to a C-D. It made me objectively dumb. Here's how it happened, and let me know if you guys can relate. Prior to getting the iPad, the only way that I could get access to the internet was through the family laptop, which was an old school Acer Spy, which I think now is around 15 years old. It still works, it's still pretty good, but man, is that thing slow with like 4 gigs of RAM and a spinning hard drive. It was shared amongst 4 people, and back then we didn't have Wi-Fi, so the only way you could get access was through the wide Ethernet. So trying to get on the internet to do my educational research was annoying, slow, inefficient, and quite often ended with close to physical altercation to get computer time. But then the iPad came along and we got Wi-Fi, and I no longer had to spend 15 minutes in the living room trying to open a single Chrome tab. I could just unlock the iPad, tap on YouTube from anywhere in the house, and there we go. The internet was no longer this inaccessible treat that I had to struggle and ride to get access to, and that is the antithesis to studying. Now, as soon as something popped into my head or I got bored from trying to memorize the structure of the nucleus, I grabbed the iPad and opened up YouTube, and boom, 3 hours down the toilet. Whilst before, using the laptop was such a hassle that I lacked the motivation to indulge in my distraction, so I would just get back to work. So if you're someone who's frustrated by your slow old computer or phone, as long as it's not mind-numbingly slow and just makes it harder to get access to TikTok and all that useless crap, that might actually be a good thing. I am in no way blaming the iPad for my feeble willpower. It's not like Tim Cook forced me to doom scroll. There were plenty of students who actually had more tech than I did, who I was, jealous of and all that stuff, who was smart as hell, right? So it was very much a failing on my behalf.
You are made of stupid.
However, I don't get too mad at myself. No, I don't think you should either if you have this kind of an issue, because these products are designed to be addictive. Social media companies have spent billions, trying to replicate the tactics used by casinos to keep you hooked. So if you find yourself using your phone too much, that just means you're human. Not to mention, if you're Gen Z or millennial, you got into tech extremely young, So who on earth is, making good life choices when you're 11, 12, right? Your mind is already a train wreck going through those wonderful, developing years. Now, of course, there is no excuse to wasting time and not doing your studies, but you're not a bad person if you overused intentionally addictive substances. The funny thing is that I've always cared about doing well in school. I never operated under the notion that I'm gonna drop out and found my own company. I would get really sad when I get the low marks. So that's when the escapism comes in. Google defines escapism as a mental diversion from unpleasant aspects of daily life. The iPad is the ultimate form of escapism because it encapsulates almost every form of entertainment: music, movies, TV shows, video games. So whenever I would get bummed out by the statistical proof that I'm an idiot, I would just whip out the iPad and binge watch Smosh or Niga Higa. Man, good times. The iPad would essentially give out continuous doses of happiness that were just potent enough to inhibit the sense of sadness from failing at school. And the worst kind of feeling is failing at something that you half-assed because you deserve to fail and to feel bad. And that kind of feeling is incredibly important to essentially get your shit together and work harder. And that's why the bad feelings happen. It's part of a natural process. That escapism that the iPad gives you keeps you just happy enough to be complacent in the bad situation. And I think that was the greatest contributor to my academic failings. Now, thankfully, I grew out of this madness when school wrapped up and I went on to university. If you guys are interested in that, drop a like and subscribe. Don't worry, I didn't use the Pomodoro technique, so develop my 5 a.m. routine or take ice showers. In fact, I get colds if I do that. Do you guys have a story like this? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the time that you spend on this stuff. I'm sure that was a great use of your time. See you soon. Bye-bye.